it's happening, and I'm here to answer all your questions which you happen to ask on my Instagram and YouTube. So let's get started without any delay, because I'm already very late in filming this video and giving you all the answers to all of your questions. So let's get started. So I'm really thankful to all of you for not asking way too many questions, because then it gets very difficult to answer all the questions. So I will be able to answer all the questions, and I would love to answer all the questions, by the way. Am I prepared? Not exactly. I'm opening my Instagram post at this point. So yes, now let me answer very few questions from Instagram, because not many people asked me questions on Instagram, rather they happen to ask every question on my YouTube. So let's answer the first question by Manisha Kapoor. Now Manisha Kapoor asked me two questions. How old is your baby now? He's 21 months plus few days old, so he's going to be 2 years in July, and I hope this coronavirus activity and all this stuff gets over, or else I doubt that will I be able to celebrate his birthday. Like, I never celebrate his birthday on a big scale. It's just that still a cake is a must, you know. Next question, Manisha asked me, have you follow any particular diet in your pregnancy? Practically speaking, not exactly a diet I have followed, neither I have consulted anyone. The one thing which I happen to do in my pregnancy is that I didn't do any Google or YouTube or anything. I went to my doctor, my gynae, and I asked her what all I can eat and what all I should not eat. She said, you can eat everything in this world, leaving two things, like as an Indian. So she said you should not eat papaya, like in the initial stages of pregnancy, and then you should avoid pineapple juice, just because it's not bad for your health. But if you will not have pineapple juice, it may help the bones to be more loose. Like, pineapple helps in, you know, keeping things firmer. So that was the logic behind it, and some of my friends also told me the same thing. So that is why I could deliver normal. I really don't know if that is the case, but I was super active and I ate everything, and I left non-veg because pregnancy mein aisa hota hai that you may adapt few new things and you may just leave a lot of things which you were doing earlier. Apart from that, I didn't walk, I don't do any kind of exercise. Let me be very clear, I used to do a lot of things in my own house, but I didn't go for my dedicated walks and all. It's all myth, I feel. Every pregnancy is different. So just keep your finger crossed and just be mentally positive and keep smiling, be healthy, and that's the only mantra. There's no diet to be followed, because I feel pregnancy is the time when you can eat anything and everything, and even after delivery you should eat whatever you like, because you have to feed your baby. So yes, I think I've given enough gyan, more than the question was asked to me. So I didn't follow any kind of diet. Antariksha. Before I answer her question and tell you what she asked, she's the one person who is one major motivation of me joining into YouTube and working on YouTube and progressively improving in my work. It's like, I have to give it to her only, because she's the one person I always look forward to. Any suggestions, anything, she's the one I can blindly trust. Like, she is like Indian and an international YouTuber encouragement for me. So I really wanted to say that. And since now even I'm a content creator, but still I do feel that I am not a content creator for her, I'm more of a follower for her. So the question she happened to ask me, and I'm really like, no, मतलब बच्चे से इतना difficult question पूछा टीचर ने. What changes have you made to your beauty or skincare routine recently, if any? Okay, now practically speaking, when I started YouTube channel, I was an amateur, and I used to feel ये लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं, वो लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं, why it is needed, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. And frankly speaking, if you see my initial YouTube makeup videos or skincare videos, then you'll be like, I was just like you. Like, I was unaware of a lot of other things, and through YouTube only I've learned so many. So yes, skincare mein there have been so many changes. Changes means, like, I was never a serum person, I was never an eye cream person for that matter. I never used to apply those peel off masks or masks for that matter on regular basis. Yes, my skincare routine has drastically changed. Second, makeup, yes, definitely makeup to hai hi, because I never used to put blush, I never used to do my eyebrows, I never used to put a highlighter. I was scared to put a highlighter. And as in when I started progressing in my YouTube journey, I felt these steps do make a lot of difference. So yes, there have been major changes in my skincare and makeup routine. Yes, that was a really nice question. So now you know how is going on with me and how I have progressively changed and improved my own self. Now let's jump on to YouTube. Now a lot of you asked me questions in my DM. Now it will be very difficult for me to get into those DMs and answer, so I will totally skip all the DMs. And I personally told everyone to leave the questions on Instagram post, but maybe सब busy भी होते हैं तो इतना time नहीं मिलता लोगों को. So all said and done, we straight jump onto YouTube. Okay, the first question. Oh, I was expecting this person, a follower of mine, to ask me a question. How Vaishali Dongre happened to ask me how you manage your daily routine and what is your opinion on Delhi crowd compared to Mumbai. Daily routine is pretty simple. I have a helper to help me with a lot of my works. Not exactly a lot of my work. It's just that she do jhadu pocha. Then she will do the bartans, the cleaning of utensils. Then what else she does? Yes, she used to do dusting, but I have told her not to do it just because she doesn't do a good dusting. So I just told her, you don't do that job, you do something else. So, and yeah, that is the basic help I get. And baki sara kaam main khud karti hu. The cooking and all part is done by me. A lot of, like, almost everything is done by me, as I told you. So the routine is pretty simple. I know what time what has to be done, so it is never messed up. Only messing up in my routine will happen if my baby doesn't sleep in the afternoon. That is the time when I film my videos. So if he doesn't sleep, I cannot film, because if he is awake, I will never film, because I don't feel him to feel that he's alone in the house, or his mother is busy somewhere and I'm just sitting idle. And now he is in state that he will not stay on the bed. He gets down and starts roaming around in the house. The best part about him is that he doesn't unnecessarily touch things and break them or drop them. Yes, he is curious about my makeup though nowadays, just because I don't know. And now he has seen how I do my makeup, so now he knows what goes where. So yes, he's curious on that. So that is why my routine is very clean. Like, I know what time I have to do what. It's just that my baby's time should not be disrupted by my activity. That's how my daily routine is. It's pretty simple. I stay home, I don't go here and there too much. And next question you happen to ask me is, what is your opinion on Delhi crowd compared to Mumbai? Oh my god, this is a very nasty question, but I really want to answer this question out loud. Is that any day I will go with Mumbai crowd, and I will not give you some 1,000 reasons. It's my personal experience, not by saying or by किसी ने मुझे कह दिया, no. It's my personal experience that in Delhi people are more about shosha. They want to show off, I would say. It's a very nasty word, I feel, but then this is how it is. And if you're not dressed well and if you're not up to mark, then people do look down on you in certain markets, I would say. Example, Epic Khan Market. If I happen to go like this, like very normally, people will like kahan se utھ ke aa gayi types. That's how even the shopkeeper has that behavior towards you, and it's damn expensive. Matlab, why? So that is about the Delhi crowd, and I cannot fit into place where I always have to check myself and I have to make myself to fit in the crowd which is standing in front of me. That's something I don't like. So Bombay mein kya hota hai? It's very chill. You wear anything, you do anything, people really don't care. And even in the market, people come in the most flimsiest way they can and they shop like anything. And when they open their mouth, you'll know, okay, भाई है कुछ ये आदमी, इसके कपड़ों पे मत जाओ. But इसका उल्टा होता है दिल्ली में. Like, they really don't care how do you speak and how much knowledge do you have. That's my personal opinion, so don't take it personally. It's my personal experience. So that's how it is, and I have experienced this like 2 to 3 times in Delhi, and that's why I had to go for a very huge humongous shopping to buy more western clothes to buy more stylish clothes. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं पहले स्टाइलिश नहीं थी, बट मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि मुझे थोड़ा और स्टाइलिश बनना पड़ेगा. So that's how it is. And yes, you have to be really ready all the time in Delhi. So I like Bombay crowd. I don't enjoy Delhi crowd, and frankly speaking, I really have to constantly check myself, which I really don't like. So that is why I'm waiting if I can just leave Delhi and go to Bombay again, or maybe any other place I would like to go. But Delhi is a little difficult city, I feel. Another question by Vaishali again is, Anjana, I want to know what are your other hobbies and in which school and college you finish your studies. I did my schooling and my college and my job in Bombay. I stayed 15 years in Bombay, and I got married also in Bombay. So all happened in Bombay. I met my husband in Bombay. We liked each other and we got married within 8 months. We didn't date as such, like we were not like those typical girlfriend and boyfriend. And then I studied in KC College, then SNT College, and then I learned German. Then I did my Montessori course, and then I did a little small training in Abacus and taught Abacus also. So I did a lot of things in Bombay. It was a place where I could do everything freely. And another question you asked me is, what are your other hobbies? See, earlier I had a lot of hobbies. Since I'm married, I feel my hobbies have reduced. So nowadays, not exactly have a lot of hobbies. It's just that I picked up baking, and I picked it by myself. I didn't learn it from anyone, and I'm quite good at it. That's my hobby. So if I really am feeling bored, I really want to do something, I would just bake brownies or bake muffins and send it to my close friends. That's what I do. And the second hobby would be reading. Not exactly novels. I like to read random things or some stories or something related to politics. I like politics. I would like to know what's the insight, not the upar ka news. What TV wala news, I don't like it. I like to read about it. So there can be a different story altogether. So all that I like doing, but not exactly I have a systematic hobby at this point. So yes, the only thing I like doing is putting makeup, scrolling Nykaa and searching for more new makeup, get tempted, don't get sleep in the night because I'm still thinking about the makeup I liked, and then I want to just buy it. That's what I do. So yeah, that hobby has really been controlled by coronavirus at this point. The next question is by, and thank you Vaishali for asking such wonderful questions. Next question is by Butterfly. Now Butterfly, please tell me your original name, because I always want to know original name, which I really don't know. So happen to ask, because I really don't know if it is he or she, but Butterfly seems to be she. Ma'am, what's your profession apart of YouTube? Not exactly anything. I do YouTube only as full time. And earlier I used to write also, but I have stopped really. I have really stopped it altogether. And every day when I do my makeup, I feel I should get back to writing, but nahi hota. I feel there's no point pushing myself and doing something which I love doing, I want to do. It's just that I'm pushing myself to do it. So YouTube is the only thing which I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else, and taking care of my baby and my husband. That's it. I'm more of a person who stays home and just go out only on weekends to do ghar ka shopping. Next question by Tabassum Barota. What are your thoughts regarding PR packages? Which brand gives to YouTubers mostly for marketing purpose? Oh my god, what a nasty question. But I would love to answer this question, just because there is a lot of myth, wrong information around. I do read a lot of negative comments on a lot of content creators' videos, and they say, "Arey, you are just reviewing the product because you have got the PR." No, it's not like that. Now I'll tell you, you may agree with me, you may not agree with me. Now the question is, what are your thoughts regarding PR packages which brands send to YouTuber mostly for marketing purpose? Now frankly speaking, it's not only marketing. It's like there are a lot of factors to it. Okay, if a product is not sent to me as a PR and I buy myself and I review it for you, so I am unknowingly marketing that product, but there was no PR sent to me. I bought it with my own money. Okay, so PRs, or for that matter any product reviewed by a content creator, is not only for marketing purpose. It's basically to tell you how to use the product, make you aware of the product, if the product is new in the market, if there are 10, 15, 20 shades, and if I happen to have 20 shades from a brand directly, then it helps you to understand, okay, 20 lipstick hai to ye shade aisa dikhta hai. Skincare, it plays a very different role. Now that I will answer in my second bit, the question which you have asked me. So basically it's not only for marketing purpose. And the second question is, but they don't give you freedom to review the product honestly. Now personally speaking, with makeup products, it's like instant review. Okay, so you really don't have to use the product for 1 month and review. But no brand would ask me, at least with me it has never happened, and if it happens, I know what to do. It totally depends on the content creator to take the decision if she or he wants to review the product. Like guess, if I have been sent a skincare product as a PR and the brand asked me, please give, another question you have asked me is only give honest review. Okay, and the next part, but they don't give freedom to review their product honestly. Now what happens basically, it's not that they giving me a freedom. They asked me to review a product, they sent me the product, and it's not that कि वो मुझे ऐसे ही सामान भेज देंगे. They happen to ask me, will you be interested in this campaign or collaboration, and so product will be sending you. And then it's my duty to look in the product, how it is, and will I be interested in using the product for some time and then reviewing it, or I would just get the product from the brand, sit tomorrow, put some makeup and review the product for you. That's all with the content creator. So as a content creator, I have to take the decision of reviewing the product honestly or not. So it's not brand's fault, and if brand happen to ask me, I can totally deny it, that yes, I cannot review the product because you want me to say so and so things. I will use the product like a skincare product and then review it. It's very easy to say all this on camera, you might be thinking, but yes, it happens. If you know what you're doing and if you know what you are here for, then I think you can take some stands, because no brand is going to hate you for this. I have seen a drastic change in brands approach also. So yes, you really don't have to feel that kyun. It's all on a content creator. A content creator should decide what he or she wants to suggest to her or his followers and subscribers, because I really don't want you to suffer from any kind of skin problems, or if I feel the product is not to be recommended, I should have that much guts to come and tell you that yes, it's not working, please don't buy it, it's not good for your skin. So that's how it is supposed to be. No brand can force a content creator, or for that matter an influencer, to talk only good things about their product. So thank you for asking this question. Maybe because me answering this question maybe would have cleared some heads here. Next question is by Mishti Girl. According to you, which YouTuber is overrated? I know the answer for this. Malvika Satlani. Now please don't hate me for this. I really like her vibe. She's really sweet girl. I really like the way she does her makeup. Her eye looks are on point. I really like it. There are few things which I don't think I would ever consult her, or I would go to her video and check out the review for that particular product. Firstly, skincare. I feel she doesn't have too much knowledge on skincare, so I would not be looking forward to go to Malvika Satlani's channel and checking out something. She do get a lot of skincare PR, but I don't see any reviews, or for that matter the way other very good influencers or content creators do. I feel she lack knowledge on skincare. And the second thing, her lip swatch videos, because she does apply a lip liner, and for that matter, after seeing her lip swatches, I happen to get 4 or 5 shades, and frankly speaking, all the shades washes me out. So I really don't trust her lip swatch videos. So basically that's a trust factor. But if I talk about her makeup, it's really good. So yes, she is overrated. I feel there are many other YouTubers or influencers doing really good, and they really don't get that much of attention. Which brand is overhyped? Fish Shop. Underrated? Underrated. Oh my god, this is a very difficult question, but I would say an underrated. I would say skincare mein Innisfree is a very underrated brand. Not many people talk about Innisfree products, and yeah, these are the only 2 brands coming to my head. Next question, which international YouTuber you follow? Kathleen Lights. I really like the way she talks about products, or for that matter, I just like her vibe altogether. So I do follow, not exactly 100 follow, but if I am watching international YouTuber, then I just watch her regularly. Second one is Jackie Aina. Again, I like her vibe, she's very cool. And last but not the least, our Antariksha. Yeah, she is an Indian YouTuber, but now she stays internationally. So for me, she's Indian and internationally well followed YouTuber. Okay, now we are down to the last question, which has a lot of questions. Tasha Random happened to ask me, when did you thought of becoming a makeup artist? Frankly speaking, I'm not a makeup artist. Yes, I do a lot of makeup. I do a lot of makeup on others. I have done a lot of makeup on others. And I happened to learn basically all this makeup when I was doing my air hostess training. That time I learned like the basics. And when I started my YouTube, then I started learning most of the makeup, how to handle the brush, how to put the shadows, learn my eyes, learn my facial features. Till now I'm learning it, I'm telling you. At what age? 17. Where did you learn it? As I told you, air hostess training when I was doing that time. Okay, where do you see yourself in next 2 years? Okay, on YouTube and Instagram. Personally speaking, I don't have too many higher, bigger goals. But yes, if you want to progress in your life, you should have goals. The first goal is to touch 4,000 hours as soon as possible, and then ads would start playing on my channel. Because that's not happening at this point, because some or the other reason happens. Some problem is there in the country, and then YouTube starts fluctuating. The second thing which I want is to have more followers on my Instagram in next 2 years. I really don't want to get those fake followers for my Instagram, so I resist myself and I like, jab badhne honge tab badhenge. Improve the quality of my work, maybe get more gadgets or get more stuff for my filming. But yes, I have accumulated few things over the years, so I'm really happy at this point. And last but not the least, get appreciation from brands. Brands should approach me, and even I should get some PR, and then I'll tell you the story behind the PR. But yes, I'm really happy at this point also, because yes, I got a PR from L'Oreal. I'm really happy that brands are recognizing my work, so that's a really good thing. So yeah, these are very small goals or big goal. For me it's very big. It must be sounding a little small to you, but then this is how it is. In next 2 years, it's just that I want my channel be growing, but not at the stage where I have to really do something nasty like give you wrong reviews or follow those brand ne kaha सब सिर्फ पॉजिटिव बोलोगी तुम, not all that, or not उस basis पे नहीं. I want to do it the way I have been doing till now, even after 2 years. So do let me know if I have changed in between. But I don't think so that will happen with me, because I'm a person now. मेरे साथ ये problem है that I cannot lie to you. Secondly, I cannot be saying wrong things right in front of my camera and feel and know within that yes, I am saying wrong thing. मुझे नींद नहीं आएगी. So I am that kind of a person. I don't know what will happen next after 2 years, but at this point I know that You will still see honest reviews, unbiased reviews, no sponsorship, nothing. I'm very small at this point. So that's how I see myself after 2 years. That's a pretty long answer. Name any one most irritating YouTuber according to you. Practically speaking, I don't get irritated by anyone because nobody is personally bothering me. But yes, I don't like those drama channels because yeah. And recently only one YouTuber I feel has become very irritating, irresponsible, and I feel this, and YouTuber is way too big, Jaclyn Hill. I don't know what's gone wrong with her. Yes, things have gone really wrong with her, but I feel now is the time when people are actually seeing her true colors. True colors, अब उसका negative meaning मत निकालना आप लोग. It's just that, like, you know, I used to really follow her. I used to really admire her work, but then of lately I've realized that when she needs something out of her followers, then only she comes on to YouTube and do a video, and her video mein something will be related to her new launch. That's irritating, and that's not something I like about a person. So yes, because I have seen Jaclyn Hill's very old videos. She has started from scratch, and if you have reached a level and you start doing things like this, which really doesn't look good and it's not appreciating. So yes, she is currently the most irritating YouTuber as per me. So please don't get personal here again. Jaclyn Hill aapki behan nahi hai. So yeah. So that was a very interesting last question, ending it on a very, very gentle note. Don't take anything personal. All the questions being answered by me is on my personal experience. So just keep it like that. You happen to ask me some very interesting questions and I happen to answer them all. And I really loved answering all the questions just because I felt that the questions which you happen to ask me, a lot of questions were very interesting. A lot of questions which I feel the answers are being very much misunderstood on other platforms. So I thought this is the right way to, you know, share the knowledge and share the experience. And I will do another Q&A after 8-9 months, not before that, because उससे बीच में मुझे कुछ काम तो कर लेने दो. Then you'll ask me some more interesting questions. And you hang on my channel by subscribing, following me on my Instagram, and I will be back soon with some more reviews, some more eye looks, some more eyeshadow palettes, and some more lipsticks. Till then, you take care and see you soon.